Hey there, I'm back. I'm sorry. I wanted to reset the stream because I was acting up. Um, we're gonna do Kingdom Hearts here in a minute. Let's go to the viewing room. Come with me. All right. So, oh, yeah, I was watching stuff while I was cooking. I was like, what? What the heck? Let's me go to our watch later list. Watch something real quick. Oh, we're done with this, so we can take that off. I promised Crisp this, so next time he's here, we're gonna go through this. I'm gonna watch this. I think we did.
Plus,
Oh,
you
is my
can't
phone
blame
still
me for
active?
how I talk. I just
Oh,
had a
never mind.
crappy
We're good.
childhood.
To be a fan of traditional Japanese RPGs in the
Let's
late
start from the beginning.
2000s was to be suffering. The PlayStation 3 struggled to find its footing for several years, leaving it bereft of RPGs compared to the
What the
PS.
heck? Here, hold on a second, guys. Let me back this up. There we go.
Plus, you can't blame me for how I talk.
This is Magular, one of my favorite YouTubers. He's inspired me to get back into content creation, so huge shout out to him. If you like anything you watch on here, go to Magular. I'll send the links in the video.
I just had a crappy childhood.
To be a fan of traditional Japanese RPGs in the late 2000s was to be suffering. The PlayStation 3 struggled to find its footing for several years, leaving it bereft of RPGs compared to the PS2. Meanwhile, the Xbox 360 was struggling to find acceptance in Japan. Microsoft, in an attempt to penetrate this market, appealed to a number of Japanese developers through funding or other means to make RPGs for its console. The results were mixed, yet consistently interesting and often overlooked. In the wake of this period came such games as Infinite Undiscovery, Eternal Sonata, and The Last Remnant, just to name a few. Many of these games, while familiar on the surface, were experimenting with some less than traditional mechanics. Often pivoting from the genre's focus on turn-based combat and slow-paced narrative, they would opt for a less orthodox RPG approach. Of the Xbox 360's JRPGs, few represent the genre's bygone era, quite like the twin works of development studio Mistwalker. Blue Dragon and Lost Odyssey were a statement in the rapidly changing landscape of genres, and the game industry more broadly. There's still a place for the old guard. There's still a hunger for traditional turn-based JRPGs.
Not Blue Dragon. Not Blue Dragon. I played that game. I couldn't get into the story, the characters, the combat. Nothing.
This was the unspoken code of
And
Mistwalker. With the world of
I love Dragon Ball. I love Sakaguchi. I love Final Fantasy. I love turn-based. So what went wrong?
RPGs in flux at the time, it was hard to know whether or not this code would hold water. Now, with the Xbox 360's 20th birthday only a couple of years out, yes, really, the benefit of hindsight tells us that Mistwalker was correct. Many of the past decade's most beloved RPGs wear time-tested influences on their sleeve, and the indie market proves that the niche isn't going anywhere. The hunger that Mistwalker vowed to address with its games has never gone away. History has proven them right. But what of their games? Lost Odyssey in particular, well, a traditional JRPG, was an ambitious one. An epic tale with hours of cutscenes, a complex skill system, and production values buttressed with Microsoft funding. It was a big deal, but it's never really found a second wind the way many genre classics do. Some say it's shamelessly derivative, some say it's a decent love letter to the RPGs of yore, some say it's a slept-on masterpiece that never got its due. In the vast world of RPGs, be they J, W, A, C, T, D, or MMO, few individuals are held in such esteem as Hironobu Sakaguchi. Hired at Square in 1983, he was assigned to a number of low-level projects, working his way up the ladder until in 1986 he persuaded his bosses to take a chance on a bold idea. Inspired by Wizardry, Ultima, and Dragon Quest, Sakaguchi and his small team developed a game that would be called Final Fantasy. It was an unexpectedly massive success, which transformed Square into an industry titan. The success of Final Fantasy and its subsequent follow-ups turned Sakaguchi into a miniature gaming rock star. This in a time when developers' efforts weren't often recognized on an individual level. Fellow Square alumni Yoshinori Kitase and Tetsuya Nomura described Sakaguchi as Square's central creative voice. Sakaguchi became a de facto representative in a time when it seemed like the company could do no wrong, acting as executive producer for success after success. Yet, as anyone who's paid attention to the video game industry knows, nobody is bulletproof, no matter their prior success. Whether we're talking about Square in the 1990s or Square Enix today, the company has long had a firm grip on state-of-the-art 3D cutscenes. Creatively weaving in-game storytelling with these pre-rendered sequences, Square won a lot of acclaim for their cutting-edge, nearly Hollywood-quality cutscenes. With the company growing exponentially, the thought presented itself. Nearly Hollywood? Why contain it? Why not penetrate the film market? With the massive success of CGI films like Toy Story and the enduring legacy of Final Fantasy among young adults, a fully 3D animated film aimed at a more mature demographic seemed like a logical step. A team within Square created a proof of concept titled The Grey Project, which was well received. A department was formed within Square to commence production on a film, and things would quickly become complicated. A department for in-game cutscenes was all well and good, but the minutiae involved in a feature-length film demanded more employees, more workstations, and more floor space. Seeing this as an opportunity to formally branch into multimedia production, Square, at no small expense, opened up the offices of Square Pictures in Hawaii. With a massive investment on the line, Square placed the film's directorial duties on Hironobu Sakaguchi, who shouldered them willingly. Like several of the games he directed, Sakaguchi would pull from his real-world experiences in order to pen the concept for the film, which would come to be known as Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within.
Oh boy.
While excitement levels for the film were high, the production process seemed to be one step forward, two steps back. Square Pictures' international 200-person team was wading into entirely new territory for the film industry. This involved numerous issues with motion capture, rendering pipeline delays, and perhaps most significantly, a budget that was rapidly swelling out of control. $137 million, and 4 years later, Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within was 2001's most catastrophic box office bomb, with a comparably tepid critical reception. I'm not here to judge whether or not The Spirits Within is a great movie, whether casting...
Man, Conan O'Brien seems to be a Final Fantasy fan. He talks about Final Fantasy a lot, like when 15 was coming out, 16, like Final Fantasy Spirits Within. I think he also talked about 10. Huh.
Steve Buscemi in a Final Fantasy movie is a hilarious misstep or a stroke of creative genius, well, that's for you to decide.
Excuse me, Doc, but what friggin' relationship?
The relevant story here is the one taking place in Square's own offices. Their impending merger with Enix was delayed due to financial uncertainty they hadn't experienced since their pre-Final Fantasy days. The $45 million Square Pictures studio was shuttered, and Square's Hollywood ambitions sank to the bottom of the sea. While Sakaguchi wasn't fired, he felt utterly dejected, and in a greater sense, creatively unfulfilled. In 2003, preceding the movie's fallout, Sakaguchi resigned from Square. This marked the end of an era. For several years following his resignation, Sakaguchi was in a state of listlessness. His personal fulfillment had been based entirely on his work, and without that creative outlet, he was demoralized. Even if he rejoined Square, he'd likely only have administrative work and informal mentorship roles thrust upon him. After much reflection, he became motivated to return to the gaming industry and create an original property for the first time in many years. He called up his artist friends, Akira Toriyama of Dragon Ball fame and Takehiko Inoue, author of Vagabond. Newly energized and excited for the future, the three of them agreed to go into business, and Mistwalker was born. Immediately, the two artists respectively began collaborating with Sakaguchi, Toriyama contributing to what would become Blue Dragon, and Inoue to Lost Odyssey. Mistwalker's method of development is somewhat out of the ordinary compared to most of the studios I've covered on my channel. Rather than making their games entirely in-house, the company acts as a co-developer with other studios. Most of the creative and directorial guidance would be provided by Mistwalker, while their co-studio would handle the actual software development. It was a unique approach, but one that Microsoft enthusiastically agreed to fund. While the windfall was no doubt appreciated by Mistwalker, there was a risk assumed by both parties. Financially, Microsoft was going out on a limb, but developing a JRPG for the Xbox 360 was a gamble of its own. The PlayStation 3 was massively successful in Japan, and comparatively speaking, Microsoft had no presence to speak of. The partners' hopes would lie in two possibilities. Either Western audiences would turn out for traditional single-player RPGs, or those same RPGs would give Japanese audiences a reason to buy an Xbox 360. Mistwalker's first game, Blue Dragon, released in December of 2006. The 360, having been rushed to market, was desperately in need of games, period, never mind RPGs, of which the console was experiencing a drought. Microsoft cleverly bundled the game with an Xbox 360 system, driving both hardware and software sales in Japan. Adorning the game's cover and promotional material, Akira Toriyama's signature art was a breath of fresh air in a landscape dominated by more grounded, dark, and complicated RPGs. Games like Ace Combat 6, 99 Nights, and Dead or Alive 4 had bolstered 360 console sales enough to establish some kind of presence in Japan. By the time Blue Dragon dropped, sales met expectations, which was, as they say in the industry, good enough. Reviews were largely positive, with the game serving the precise purpose for which it had been developed, a return to a simpler time in RPGs. There was hope for Mike.
A little too simple for me, because you didn't have equipment, you just fought with your shadows. It felt like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but not as interesting. There was a lot of things that I really appreciated about other RPGs that were in Blue Dragon. And Modular might have poked fun at it with Infinite Undiscovery, but that game's combat is so much fun.
Microsoft's life abroad, and there was hope for Mistwalker. Their next game, Lost Odyssey, had already been in development for several years at this point. It was being co-created with FeelPlus, a studio whose staff included several experienced developers. Their prior work included games like Legend of Dragoon and Shadow Hearts. Hey, I covered both of those on my channel. Isn't it nice to know you'll have something to watch when this video is over? Unlike the lighthearted Blue Dragon, Sakaguchi aimed to tell a deeply moving and more personal story with Lost Odyssey. Production values amped up, and the number of staff members working on the game greatly increased. The question remains, how did Lost Odyssey fare? Well, let's take a look, shall we? The first thing to note is that the game is a whopping 4 discs. In case you're not familiar, Xbox 360's dual-layer DVDs could only hold about 9 GB of space, compared to the 50 of a dual-layered Blu-ray disc. This means a lot of story or cutscene-heavy 360 games came on multiple discs. Now, if like me, you had a 20 GB launch Xbox, you'd have a grand old time uninstalling and reinstalling Lost Odyssey discs depending on where you were in the story. Of course, you could play the game without installing it, but I'd recommend bringing a Jughead double digest to read during the battle transitions. You'll have a lot of downtime. Now, with the power of backwards compatibility, all subsequent generations of Xbox can play Lost Odyssey with improved load times. The system just emulates the game, which also means you don't have to swap discs out at all. There's probably no reason I'd ever buy an Xbox One but for Lost Odyssey, so thank you to my patrons. The game kicks off with an excellent CGI cutscene of two opposing factions, Ura and Gotza, going to war. Between the sound quality and lack of video compression, you really get a sense for why this game came on 4 discs. As things begin to look grim for Ura, a lone swordsman, a cut above the rest, appears to take on Gotza's siege machines. Can you guess who the protagonist is gonna be? It's a very clever transition from cutscene to gameplay that showcases how old RPG formats can be spiced up with the advance in technology. It even transitions back to CG smoothly once the battle is over. This opening is meant to introduce you to the game's combat. As I'd mentioned earlier, it's a very traditional turn-based style, especially at present. Throughout the game, the combat will evolve in ways that elevate it beyond the simple back and forth, but for now, things are real simple. Eventually, a massive shadow is cast over the soldiers as a meteor spilling out magma decimates the front lines and beyond. All have perished, but one, Kaim, our main character. Kaim is a commander in the Uran army. He's an austere person who doesn't seem grateful to have survived the blast. He's also not very good at expressing himself when he's angry. Yet he's an excellent soldier, and that's enough for the Republic of Ura, where Kaim returns to give his report. The world of Lost Odyssey is one of science fantasies with guns, vehicles, and high-tech machinery. It's all powered by the recently discovered magic energy, and Ura's level of magic industry is a cut above. There are massive pendulums generating power for high-speed trams and giant television screens. Conceptually, it's familiar for RPG fans, especially those who have played Sakaguchi's previous works. Yet they took advantage of the Xbox 360's hardware capabilities, really showing off an imposing sense of scale in real-time 3D. There's also a heavy dose of foreshadowing, as characters in this game are literally incapable of talking about magic energy without sinister music playing in the background.
This power came to be called magic energy. Even now, there are none who can explain why this power, a power that merely lay buried within all living creatures, suddenly flourished as it did.
Whatever the case, Ura's become the center of industry, with all of the advantages and growing pains that come with it. Lost Odyssey, unlike a lot of other RPGs of the time, retains the fixed perspective of Square's older RPGs. You're allowed to move the camera a little bit and even zoom in if you're really struck by an artistic impulse. Maybe we shouldn't look at these textures too close. You can also run at Mach speeds, pass the old kobold skin around, and kick the shit out of garbage cans. The thing about garbage cans is surprisingly important. This game is absolutely crammed full of items hidden in the environment. In any given screen throughout the game, there's potentially like 7 items that you haven't seen yet, so you're actually obligated to go around kicking garbage cans before doing anything else. Excuse me, I think you're supposed to recycle these? All of this to say, the game world is static like a classic RPG, but there's more environmental interaction than you might expect. It's a good idea to head down alleyways and talk to NPCs. You might find something for the lost and found, or even little career activities, among other things we'll talk about later. Eventually, Kaim reports to Ura's council chairman, Roxian.
Tell me, how did you survive?
I don't know.
Up until very recently, Ura was a monarchy, but in order to keep up with the blistering pace of societal change, they've since shifted to a republic. We learn more about Kaim as well. A council member named Gungora has cast a spell on Kaim, which supposedly makes him immortal, but it's cost him his memory. What? Oh, okay. At this point, making a joke about a JRPG with an amnesiac protagonist would be so trite, you know? I got nothing to give here. According to Gungora, the spell is more of a curse than a blessing. As such, he wishes to keep the circumstances surrounding it a mystery. Kaim is assigned a mission by Roxian. Ura has been constructing a structure called Grand Staff under Gungora's supervision. It's meant to harness massive quantities of magic energy. Communications with Grand Staff suddenly ceased, which has the Council assuming the worst. But with an immortal on the case, they'd have nothing to worry about. Thus, Kime is sent along with another of Gungora's immortals, a woman named Seth Balmore. She's less dour than Kime, although she's lost her memory as well.
When we met before, were we enemies? Or allies? Or maybe even lovers?
After the two set off, Gungora is placed under house arrest until the investigation is finished. He'd acted as advisor to Ura.
I keep forgetting that this game's artist is the guy for Vagabond, and that people who worked on Legend of Dragoon worked on it. It's just kind of like a mix of like all worlds. Some of my favorite stuff culminating in the same thing.
Ura's previous king until he passed. Even though Ura no longer has a king, he's still loyal to the would-be crown prince, Tolton, who's upset at the council for besmirching Gungora's character. Gungora's increasingly menacing character is just something about dark Guy Fieri that rubs me the wrong way. Gungora sends a magician named Jansen with Kime and Seth, believing that he'll be helpful. Jansen's introduction is quite something.
You're gonna have to give me a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? Wow! Whoa, hey, okay, that's some serious mojo, buddy. Easy, easy.
And so two immortals with no memory and a seedy magician get to work for a man who looks like an alcoholic stepdad. The pieces are all set up. At this point, I'd like to talk about the visuals, the highs and the lows. The game runs on Unreal Engine 3. There's a stigma attached to this generation of Unreal Engine, and not for nothing. Games made on it were often very brown, and very green, and very gray. There's also a heavy use of the bloom lighting effect, giving materials a sometimes unnatural sheen. There's also the trademark texture pop-in, as well as a lot of aliasing on console games made with the engine. Now, there are some excellent looking Unreal 3 games, so a lot of these problems are attributable to art departments rather than just the engine itself. Still, many games, in spite of their best efforts, retain that classic Unreal 3 look, and Lost Odyssey falls victim to this in some areas. I'm just not at the point where I can be nostalgic over Unreal 3. If anything, I'd be nostalgic over MT Framework, and even in that case, I'm not there yet. There's just something about the material quality and the way that Unreal 3's lighting works that gives much of the game a glossy, plasticky look that it just can't shake. To be real nitpicky, I also find the UI design is very bland and built purely for function. You can't even change the color of the boxes. It's gray till the end, like the game wants you to be depressed. Well, it does, but at least let me have the blue text box. Conversely, there are some ways in which Lost Odyssey stands the test of time beautifully. The character designs by Takahiko Inoue are excellent. They successfully translate to 3D in a way that much concept art doesn't. The overall level of detail in scenes, really including flora, fauna, and background detail.
That's something that people don't give Nomura enough credit for, is both Nomura and this guy, their art, the way they create it to be recreated in a 3D space. Because there's a lot of thought about how these things would look in 3D, even though you only see them in a 2D plane. Most of the time when you have like a fantastic art style from someone that's very eye-catching, the moment you put it in 3D, it can fall apart. Like the artists for Star Ocean 5 and 6. They're fantastic artists, but their art falls apart as soon as you bring it into 3D. Because the way they draw looks fantastic on paper, but sculpting those into real, like, tangible models, not physically tangible, but like they have a space to them, they have volume to them. You could see all angles at them at all times. It's not just an interpretation of how it would look. But honestly, it's very impressive.
Is really a step above what you might expect. While the game is very brown and gray like many Unreal 3 products from this time, the yarn that Lost Odyssey spins is often downcast, so the muted palette does suit the game's tone. Still, there are scenes that would benefit from more saturation. The aliasing, particularly on HD displays, also leads to some very ugly and distracting shimmering, especially when combined with bloom lighting on reflective materials. Most of Lost Odyssey's visual issues are technical in nature, and playing the game on the Xenia emulator proves that to be the case. The 15-year-old game cleans up very nicely with high resolution and anti-aliasing. Unfortunately, there's so many glitches in the emulated version that it's still not the definitive way to play. But I think it looks great at times and goes to show how seamless an HD remaster would be. While playing Lost Odyssey for long periods of time, you may find the drab dungeons and murky depth of field effects getting to you, but in a very general sense the game holds up. That's largely thanks to the design department. They went out of their way to make each area of the game feel distinct in terms of architecture, costumes, culture, and even the traits of the individuals living there. The smooth frame rate helps as well. Well, smooth outside of the cutscenes, which we'll talk about later. Rather than using the typical world map structure, you're given a destination selection.
And hearing this music makes me want to play Chrono Cross like immediately.
Screen where you can choose where to go. Areas will be barred until you traverse through previous ones or reach key moments in the story. This really restricts your ability to wander around and explore until much later in the game. Area maps themselves are quite simple. Our first destination is the Epsilon Mountains, which is mostly a linear trek forward with a few side areas to grab treasure. Even here, I'm not spared the scourge of the pots. Oh no, trees too? I gotta start checking every tree. While staying the night in an abandoned building, we get a flashback showing Gongora plotting, which is something he does a lot in this game.
If either Kaim or Seth seem like they're starting to regain even a fragment of their memories, use this.
He had given Jansen a magical stone and told him to throw it at Kaim or Seth if it seemed like either of them were regaining their memories. A forget-me-now, as it were.
So easy to forget. Stupid forgetful Michael.
In fact, it seems like Kaim in particular has been seeing fragments of his memories through dreams. The key difference between Kaim and Seth at this point is that while Seth desperately wants to regain her memories, Kaim has no such desire. He sees memories as painful, a weakness, and thus runs from his past with no desire to know who he is or where he came from. This suits Gongora just fine, who, for various plotting-related reasons, wants to keep the Immortals as a blank slate. While Tolton dines at home, Gongora, breaking house arrest, barges into his dining room and stops him from eating poisoned soup.
Had you not come, I would have ended up like that mouse.
He assumes the assassination attempt must be from an anti-monarchist, yet Tolton himself has no desire to restore the monarchy. In fact, the only one who does is Gongora, so is it any surprise that it was all a big false flag on his part? You know, the more I hear about this Gongora guy, the less I care for him. Our party reaches Grand Staff, which has been suffering from some problems, including a magic energy leak which some bugs have been feasting on. This leads us into a boss fight and a great opportunity to talk about Lost Odyssey's combat system in depth. If you'll recall, I'd mentioned that several developers from Legend of Dragoon and Shadow Hearts were involved in the development team. I don't know if it's a coincidence or not, but like in those games, Lost Odyssey has something of a timing-based button press system in its battles. Throughout the game, you'll find rings which can be equipped on your party members. As long as a character has a ring on, their melee attacks will start a timing-based minigame where you have to hold the right trigger and release it when the larger ring overlaps with the smaller ring. Rings themselves can cause bonus damage, increase critical chance, and cause status debuffs, among many other things. As long as you successfully time your release of the trigger, the effect of the ring will be applied to your melee attack. Getting a good is good, but getting a perfect is perfect, because it'll apply the ring's effect more effectively. It's a really simple action battle system. Both LOD's additions and Shadow Heart's Judgment Ring have more complexity and variability to them. Still, I'm always a fan of these types of systems because they engage you. Even if it's in the smallest way possible, you can't just robotically move through fights, nor should you want to. If anything, I think the system would be improved if it were more complex, maybe have more sequences of presses to get through or incorporating controls beyond the triggers. Also, because the ring triggers only with melee attacks, the party's spellcasters, which comprises about half of the potential cast, basically just don't benefit from rings at all. With very few exceptions, there's no point in the game where it's better for spellcasters to be attacking than casting spells. I feel like the ring's effects could have easily been applied to spells as well, at least in some capacity. This would have kept things more consistently interesting. I understand there's a risk of annoying the player as well, since not everybody likes these types of battle systems. But like, you can just not press the button, you know? Seeing the word bad pop up may be a nuclear strike to the ego, but you know, you can just close your eyes and wait for your turn to be over. Your party of 5 can be arranged in the formation of your choosing, with melee users predictably being better on the front row and spellcasters in the back. A noteworthy feature that separates Lost Odyssey from other turn-based games is the GC system, which is pretty critical in some fights. GC, or guard condition, represents your front row's ability to deflect damage from the back row. If the GC is high, back row characters will suffer little damage. If the GC is empty, being in the back row provides no real benefit. The GC itself directly correlates with how much HP your front row has combined, so it'll lower over time as enemies chip away at your front row's health. While it can't be regained by healing, there are certain special abilities that will bring it back at least a little bit. Your enemies have a GC gauge of their own, meaning you can't freely attack the back row unless you're willing to sacrifice efficiency. Aside from chipping away at it the old-fashioned way, there are also certain special abilities that allow you to outright ignore the enemy's GC. This can be valuable if you're trying to pick off an annoying spellcaster in the back row, for instance. While the battle system is very familiar, there's a higher level of strategy in the tougher fights than you might expect. For instance, some spells or abilities can take multiple turns to fire off. You might have another character learn the casting support ability, which sacrifices their turn but hastens the chosen spell by a full turn. Many of the game's spells aren't learned from leveling up, but found in the environment or purchased from stores. This makes it all the more critical to search every screen in the game. Thundaga might be in one of these garbage cans. Perhaps the most interesting thing about Lost Odyssey's combat is its skill system. Throughout the game, you'll recruit a number of characters. Some will be immortal and some won't. The mortal characters have predetermined rules and will learn spells or abilities at set levels. The immortal characters, however, have more of a parasitic role to the mortal characters. Immortals can learn spells, skills, and abilities through 2 potential means. The first of these is skill linking. Each immortal can select one skill from a mortal to learn over a period of time determined by the skill's SP goal, a resource earned from battles. For example, Jansen will learn how to use higher level black magic at certain points. And now, if I want Seth to learn black magic, I can skill link his level 4 black magic to Seth, and then later on level 5 black magic, and so on and so forth. After gaining enough SP, Seth will permanently learn how to use black magic. I could do the same thing with Kime if I wanted him to learn Seth's Steel command. The only caveat is that both the character learning and the character being learned from need to be in the active party. The thing is, just knowing the skill isn't enough. You also need to apply the skill to an immortal skill slot, of which there's a finite amount. You gain skill slots by leveling up immortal characters, or by having them consume rare items called slot seeds. So you can't just sequentially learn every skill from every single character, because sooner or later you're gonna run out of slots. I want to make room for ailment resistance, but Magic Seal sounds like everything I've ever wanted from a video game. This means characters are still encouraged to focus on particular strengths, which is a good way of limiting how useful immortal characters can be. The second method of learning new skills is through the use of accessories. Each accessory comes with some kind of a boon. Like skill linking, it can be learned and permanently applied to immortal characters. Mortal characters get the short end of the stick here, since while accessory effects do apply to them, they can't be learned permanently as with immortals. Some accessories can be seen on characters, which is always something I appreciate. Kneel before your king, cretins. Now, not since Shadow Hearts have I seen a game so robust with accessories. There are accessories for pretty much every situation you can imagine, which is just as well because a lot of fights will demand certain skills or status nullifications. The downside of immortals learning skills from equipment is that, between the 4 of them, the mortals are very often left with the lousier stuff. Because you're encouraged to always have the immortals learning new skills, you'll usually just equip the mortal characters with something less relevant to the situation. So despite the immediate simplicity of the battle mechanics, the systems that Lost Odyssey lets you play around with do add a fair amount of variety. I'm a big fan of modular skill systems a la Final Fantasy Tactics or FF7's Materia system. Lost Odyssey never pushes into that level of potential insanity, but you can still invite some chaos into the battles as the game goes on. More on that later. For now,
It's crazy that, I mean, I guess this means I have to play Shadow Hearts at some point, but man, what if Final Fantasy VII had a more Legend of Dragoon-y like combat system where you had button inputs you had to do, and the materia system stayed the same? That would have been so good. They started doing that with Final Fantasy VIII with the R1 trigger to blast a shell so Squall's gunblade shakes, but that was it, right? Right, sorry. I feel. Hmm. Give me 1 second. I gotta go to the TV. Where's the remote? Okay. Gotta check something real quick. Okay, I see. Man. Well, at least fix that. There we go. Okay. So we're gonna pause the video there. I'm gonna try at least one true-hearted attempt at Kingdom Hearts 2. The UCOB really took it out of me. I don't know why. It was stuff I've already done a bunch. I think I just need to hang out with Raya more, because it was a little awkward hanging out with her, just the two of us. I think that's what taxed me. I wish there was a way for me to pull up this video so I could watch it at the same time that I try to do this. I mean, there is a way for me to do it, but then you guys will see the audio and you won't see the video. Let's see. I have a dumb idea. What if I just keep doing round 16 over and over again until it says double score mode and then go here and do this? Because right now I would already be at like 1500. We'd be at 5,000 doing it once, 10,000 for doing it twice. It's not going to be anywhere near enough for my health. They're going to kill me in one shot if I don't get past Nora's hair spike. Okay, we might be okay. I doubt it. I'm pretty sure this shot's gonna kill me. Oh, that was really close. Should have thought about that. Lightly attacking the enemies. So I can regen more health to give myself more to give myself more health. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have over 9,000 points already. Yeah, at this point, we're already at like 1 bar with the switch off last time. Or 2 bars, I think. We're gonna wait for Overmana to come back, but yeah, 9,000 points. Wow. Wowee. That was close, man. Fuck off. Really? That is complete bullshit. Shit. Why does he do so much point damage? It's ridiculous. Got his ass. Alright, 10,000 points in 3 rounds. Not bad at all. We're not playing around. Close. That was close. We're not playing by your games, buddy. Okay. This isn't good. Seems like they're out of ethers. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, really? Now you decide to give me an ether? What the hell? Oh, so you had some in your back pocket, Goofy, and when I was on Red Ether with the masks chasing us, you decided, you don't really need it, do you, Sora? Okay, here's where shit gets hard. Both easy and hard. You gotta be kidding me. Ooh, shit. Oh, double shit. I got really lucky there. I'm really... Oh shit. I'm really worried about the point score. After 10 rounds, it only went up by 1.5k. We got 20 rounds to go. I hope I don't end at a 14.5k. That would be so bad. That means that when we go to grind at round 17 with Stitch, the next round we're gonna have to grind for another like 2k points, if not more. Which is gonna be rough with the point counters. Or we start at 16 and farm there and then go to 17. We'll see. shit. I messed up. You seriously gonna spam this? They're seriously gonna spam this. You gotta be kidding me. Asshole. Ah, shit. Why did I do that? Shit. That was so stupid. No, no, no. No, 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 no. I am so mad right now. That is incredibly frustrating. I just wasn't using my brain there, but at the same time, that was the round I was worried about. That and the Cloud and Skull fight. Everything else was not going to be a problem, though. Well, the third round of the 30th set was a problem, but I got through it. I knew that Sorcerer was going to be a problem. The problem was that I was focusing on him so much I wasn't seeing the gamblers around me. and because of that, they were hitting me with dice and pelting me in the back and stuff, and I was so scared. I was like, what do? Do I heal and back away and then have his stupid cubes fly at me? Because I didn't want to use an ether there. So it's just a very poor choice on my part. What I should have done is went to Master Form and then just kept magneting and blasting those until all the gamblers were dead. Or at least tried to pull them away with a magnet and revert back. And then, no. I honestly feel cheated, because I really hate how this game just pelts you with shit off screen that you can't see. So if I just thought about it for 2 seconds, or if I was quicker to reflect, because if I got hit by the dice but I reflected and then started attacking that thing, I was just forgetting my finger placements and everything. I was being stupid. I was being so stupid. Why was I so stupid? Because if we could have got through that, after that, the only thing I would be worried about is the Leon and Squall fight. But if I was patient and careful and just reflect, and I try to reflect both of them at the same time, I have infinite amounts of drive form recovers. Cloud's zippy form doesn't do that much damage to me. And I could have just tanked some hits and then recovered with a final form. And then kept reflecting them back. After that, it's the real meat and bones of this whole thing. I'd have to fight the boxes and hope they don't instant fucking kill me. And in that case, I would just never go near those boxes ever. I would just reflect the first 2 boxes, to stop them from flying, then immediately magnet them and blast them for fighting. And maybe even use an ether to do so, even though I have to save them for the big round loop. And then the next round wouldn't have been too hard. I just focus on the snow witches, and I reflect when I can. I use limit form to get my MP and stuff back if I need to. The earlier I use one charge, the better, because I can recover it till the end. The round after that, it would have been a little sketchy, but not too big of a deal. It's the 2 fat bodies and the chain bullies. I just have to back up a little bit and reflect. And then just be careful and stay away from the fat bodies, because they ruin all my plans. That shouldn't have happened. And my point gain kicked up dramatically at that point. I was almost at 1300. That was the run. That was the run. So yeah, then after the ball boys, it's just the 2 riders with the shaman, and I would just magnet and thunder blast them. I could do everything else. Then I just glide around the arena for that next one, for the 1,000 Heartless. Then it would have been the one big problem area I was really worried about at first. It'd be that big purple Tron Heartless. Now if I just bait him properly, hit him with the flex, and take him out, the rest would be easy. If there's 2 cards, it'd be annoying, but I get him. And then the second biggest stripe that I have in that round is the multi-heartless round, which I have to use all my ethers for. Go through the gumball, and then you get to like the shamans and stuff. I just gotta magnet and thunder with those bitches as soon as I can. Ether, keep my ether up. Switch to my limit form when things get dicey. Or even try to save it for the next round and the thunder, ether, magnet spam, all that shit. And then for the next round, just magnet at the start, oh sorry, reflect at the start. And then maybe triple reflect while all 4 of the Final Fantasy characters are attacking me. Like I do 1 safe reflect and then they'd all get stunned, and then I would try to do a triple and see if they get stunned. And any sign of hurt, run away, and go into limit form. I should have 2 charges ready, and then I can use a Sonic Rave on them, or a Sonic Strike, or I don't remember, it's the stabbing move, reset through them. After getting a few hits of that and getting back to max HP, I just try to attack the normal attack. And if they hit me once, then I use Sonic again. Just keep doing that, make sure I have Sonic for safety. Try to focus on Cloud first, because even though they're all dangerous, Cloud zipping around the arena like that, and I might have MP as really dangerous. So focus on him. And if I get him down, Squall's very close to being next. I just have to worry about the ladies. I might be able to get away with a triple reflect when they're both near me. As soon as Tifa's out, Yuffie's gonna always be the last one because she's always teleporting, so her health is always higher. And if I beat those guys, that's it, right? That's it. I just have to go beat Hades, and then I just have to be extremely careful while fighting him with Hercules. Just keep striking the balls into him. Whenever he teleports, roll away. In case he tries to be like, feel the heat, eat my meat. Fuck you, you stupid tournament. Stupid fucking point system. You curious to try something real quick. Why'd I do that? Let's do exactly half my health. Oh, fuck off. This isn't worth it. I mean, how far did we get?
支えてくれる人たちに日頃の思いを込めたラプソディアプリシエーションな気持ちを届けいつもありがとう本当はありがとうたとえどこに立って君の存在に感謝してるよ
Because what, we have one fight after this? I don't even think it's that bad. Let's see what it is real quick and I'll Because that's so well designed. That's so fair. So much fun. It's just safer to stay out of your form as much as possible unless you're fighting sorcerers. Oh, come on.
I won't be there just forever. Flame forever. I won't be there just forever.
And that's how easy they're fucking doing. Oh, fucking course. Fucking course. That's how simple that whole thing could have fucking been.
Okay.
And right now I'd have like 13k points. Oh, and then it's just the Dragoons. That's all it could have been. Oh, that makes me so mad. It's just the Dragoons afterwards and they're nothing. I hate fucking defend. I hate how, like, when you're transitioning from one round to the next. What? The freaking menu loads slower. It's so dumb.
Mission.
Motherfucker, I am literally mashing square. I am mashing square and it's not letting me use reflect for some reason. I hate uniform. What? That was nowhere fucking near me. Fuck off. What? You have to be fucking kidding me. Oh, so this is gonna be a fucking problem. Cool. No fucking way. That's all it needed to be. That's all it needed to be. I just need to play a little safer, make sure I'm hitting them both at the same time, and I would have been fucking fine. What? What? I was nowhere close enough to those fucking boxes to start that fire. I was right above those fucking boxes, right in their hitbox. Reflect was touching those stupid little squibbling ghosts going around. There's no way in hell that that didn't fucking hit. Really? I even get hit for that. I play extremely safe and I still get hit. Fuck this game, man. Level 1 sucks. Stop locking onto the big giant thing in front of me or behind me. Ooh. Why? They have never done that before. They have not once done that before. Why? I hate this fucking game, dude. I want to lock onto the stupid lamps, but I can't lock onto the stupid fucking lamps. I have a lot of problems getting to get used to this. This is ridiculous. Like, the first so-called real issue is to be here. I mean, one is the shamans, like, these I forgot which one, but where they summons a bunch of shamans on one of these rounds. And then the next one is going to be this fucking sorcerer, the 2 sorcerers. And then it's going to be the single sorcerer surrounded by gamblers. And then this I have to be extremely careful on to make sure that I have positioning between both of them. Then the boxes, it's just going to be crapshoot. Just throw the dice in there. We'll see if they hit me or not, because that's how this game fucking functions, apparently. Because I was nowhere near those boxes close enough for them to turn into the sniper. Nowhere near them. And then I have to worry about the witches either hitting me once or twice with the stupid balls and doing half my health in one hit, or the thing below me doing the swirl move and killing me one hit. And then this, I have to make sure the positioning is correct at all times. Even when I did just now, they decided to scoot forward instead of just hitting me like they always fucking do. Yeah, fucking right. I wish there was some fucking consistency to this goddamn fucking game. But if I can get through that, then I'm fine. The stupid thing with the large bodies was stupid. I was trying to hit the lights, the torches, so I don't have to deal with them for that round. I could have just been patient. But yeah, that round's not too bad. It's the next round I'm worried about. I need to make sure I have enough MP from the get-go, and I just need to blast those motherfuckers as soon as possible and get the round over with. Then it's just nothing. Zip around for a minute. Then I have to worry about the Tron not heartless in this one, and the cars being stupid because the cars are coming to 1-2 punch me to death with that reclaimer or whatever the fuck it's called. I don't know. The purple heartless. What's the pain point here? This is the giant, like, 7-wave of heartless bullshit I gotta go through. Full of shamans and a bunch of other really annoying enemies. So there's a lot of things to look out for this one. And then Cerberus, where I just sit in the corner and blast them. And this is the only one I gotta worry about, which I already described in detail last time I was playing this. I just gotta reflect and use my limit form whenever things get dicey, make sure I'm hitting all of them with reflect, make sure I'm keeping my distance, never get close to them when I have not max health, and I should be able to get through that with no problem. And then it's home run. And then it's home run. I just have to make it through all this, and then it's fucking home run. And then we'll have it. Then we'll have the 1500 score point bullshit, and we can call this playthrough done. And I kind of don't want to see Kingdom Hearts 2 for a while. See, look, I can lock on right here. Can I not lock on in the fucking arena? Is that not allowed? It's so stupid. Alright, anyway. So close. Beating this, but after this I probably will take a long break from Kingdom Hearts 2, but I will be back. I will be back to do more Kingdom Hearts 2. I want to do the Roxas mod, I want to play a normal playthrough where I don't have to worry about all this bullshit. I want to try the Vanitas mod. There was a Neku mod at one point, but someone took it down, and now people are charging you to just give you the file for the mod. It's dumb. I'm not going to pay for it. But it's already been done. Plus, I don't believe in paying for mods, honestly. Unless it's like a completely custom mod, like if I ask someone to like take my PNG avatar and make it into a complete model for play over Sora in this game, or like actually creating new stuff, then yeah. But if it's just them meshing like a model from another game into this game, sure, you have to plug all the shit in and make sure everything works right. But it's already created stuff. It's just a bunch of legwork. And I don't believe we're paying for stuff that's been made by other people that I already paid for by purchasing this game. But yeah, again, if it's completely brand new, like completely brand new mod, then yeah, I can understand. I would too. Especially if I requested it from my own. Which I wouldn't mind, actually. If there was a mod out there that was willing to put my PNG avatar into this game over Sora, I could draw up like a teenage version of my character, which I already have, and have to plug it in. That'd be sick. I would pay them a lot of money. That's why I'm learning how to do stuff in Blender, so I can do that myself. That was my plan. Maybe down the line I could put my own character in the Kingdom Hearts 2. That'd be so cool. Sorry, I'm rambling because I'm pissed off. Like, we went from 17 to 38 with almost no issue. If I just like I showed a minute ago, if I were just careful, we would have gone through this as a free round, and then we gotten through this. I might have died on here, but hey, at least I got to a part that's actually hard. And it was just this stretch. It was just this last stretch. That was it. This last stretch. That's all. These boxes are the biggest piece of shit enemy in this game. I fucking hate these boxes. But hey, once we get done with that, if we just push through, if I can be patient, we're home run, honestly. Then I can finish this playthrough for my sister. I was planning to try to get this done before the 24th of this month. Because that's the anniversary that we lost Cassie. Maybe this would have been 3 years. It's been 11 years since I lost my uncle. Anyway, I'm getting sour, and it's late, and nobody's on the wash right now. That's okay. I did a bunch of boring Final Fantasy XIV stuff. I don't blame nobody. Man, were we close tonight. Thanks everybody for stopping by. I really appreciate everyone's support. Thanks for always queuing in, Uvo. Thanks for always stopping by and talking, Chris. Thanks for checking in, Ghost. I really appreciate you guys. I notice when you guys pop in, even if you don't say anything. Thank you guys for supporting me in the stream. I'm gonna go lay down for a bit. And then I'm going to try to get on early tomorrow and try to get this knocked out. Even if it takes hours. Like, many, many hours. I got a hangout session, the last one for like 2 weeks with my friends, so that's priority. So as soon as 6 o'clock hits, I'm out of here. For perspective, it's 3 in the morning right now, 3:20. So 6 p.m. tomorrow, I will not be on, I will be getting off. But as soon as I wake up, we're popping back up on here. We're gonna do our best. We're gonna get through this. We'll finish, and then well, I might save it for the weekend, or maybe the day of my sister's passing. Yeah, maybe if I can get it done before my sister's that date. Maybe the day of, we'll just finish it, the last bit of this game there. Next goal is, I'm going to be getting my PC starting next month. then we're gonna go back to Kingdom Hearts 1 on my PlayStation. You won't have a PNG avatar. I'll have shitty mic quality. But hey, when I come back, and we're back on the PC, I mean, we got a lot of stuff planned with Final Fantasy VII, but we're also going to eventually go through a level 1 playthrough of 3 and break by sleep. And when I come back on the PC, we're going to have a new PNG avatar. And I'm going to install sound foam panels to my wall to try to make the audio a little bit more crisp. And we'll be able to do a lot more. And we'll take a break this October to play Dragon's Dogma as well. We got a lot of stuff planned. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of games coming out. Oh shit. Okay, I gotta go. This is copyright song, but also that's the song I dedicated to my sister. We're not gonna listen to that on the stream or I'm going to start crying. Anyway, sorry. I am a professional yapper. I go in circles and I apologize for that. I want to be more clear with what I have to say. Say less words, but have them mean more so I get the same result. So I apologize. Anyway, anybody checking out the VOD, thank you for supporting the stream. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. You'll see a lot more YouTube stuff soon. We got a lot of stuff planned for the channel. Yeah. I'm gonna head out. Have a good one, guys. Good night. Hope you have a great day.